What's up, y'all? Today we're breaking down a Disc Golf World Championship graphic. I'm going to show you some little techniques and little things I like to do at the end of the graphic to really spice it up. So let's break it down. In the beginning, we have the original photo, just like a scenic look of the course. And all I did here was remove the sky. And so to do that pretty easily, if you ever want to just like take out the Sky Vanity photo or change the Sky Vanity photo, you can go over here to Sky Replacement. And that will like basically go through the whole process for you, and then it'll give you a mask that basically has no sky. You can see it kind of fades out a little here, but I wanted to put my own in and change the background there. So yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a transitional thing and does it for you, so it makes it pretty easy. So we have our two background photos, and that I just used a layer mask and a soft brush to just brush away both of them. So that's what they originally looked like right there. And I feel like that works pretty well. I like this like center glow thing that's happening here between them. And then I just used a curves layer to give them a bit more contrast, which I think fits them with the background a little bit better. And then I had another layer, which is a screen layer of the background that I just brushed in over top of them. So basically I wanted to give them that, like, I don't know how to describe it, but the look they have right here that I gave them. And I did that by using a screen layer and kind of brushing it in over top of them. So I think that looks pretty good. And then I used another layer and brushed that in. It's set to color burn. So that just like gives it a blue color glow right here, which I really like. And then we have the world image. So you can find these online. It's just like an image of the earth. Pretty simple. It has an inner shadow, which is just a probably linear dodge blue light. So it looks like this light right here is glowing onto it. Then it has a hue saturation layer on it as well, which just is changing the blue to a little bit more of a teal so that everything matches a little better. So we have our two cutouts, and these are super simple. A lot of times you don't need like much near their feet. Like sometimes you want to put shadows and other things to like blend it to the image well. Sometimes it doesn't need it. You know, you can kind of get away with it like here, because like if a player's foot was in the grass, you really wouldn't have anything but the player's foot in the grass. There wouldn't be like a drop shadow or anything like that you need to add to it. I just left those as is. I probably could have done something. I'm not really sure what, but I think it looks pretty good as is. And then I did the same inner shadow to both of them to give them that like white blue glow on the outside of the cutouts. And then I made some 3D text using Adobe Dimension, and I gave that a drop shadow, which is also a glow. I'll show you that real quick. So it's a linear dodge add blue layer. Then we have the world text, and this was made in Photoshop. I usually make the smaller 3D stuff in Photoshop. And that's just using a bevel and a gradient overlay, and it's just that same gold color. And then this is another font with basically the same effect on it, which gives it that like gold bar look. Sometimes it doesn't look good. It kind of worked this time, but usually I would not do an effect like this. I think it just kind of worked well with the rest of the graphic. Then I just stamped that, did the linear dodge, or I did the apply image thing, and that's just set to 20% fill. So basically when you do the apply image thing up here, it's not highlighted right now, but that, it makes it basically the whole image really dark. So I usually set it to screen, which is what I did right here, but here it's normal, and it just gives it like a little more contrast. So here's the screen layer of it, and then I put a Gaussian blur on it and just brush it in where I wanted. So you can see if I just turn it off and back on where the glow has been brushed in, you can see in the layer mask it's basically right here, and then in the middle, and then on the side. And then we stamped the whole thing and did a camera raw filter. So honestly, I don't do this a lot, but it's a good thing to do. I see a lot of designers do this. They'll just stamp the whole design at the end, do a camera raw filter, and just make it pop. And as you can see, that really does make it pop to me. You can like tweak the colors and the contrast, texture, all that stuff. And then I just used a black fill layer to come in from the bottom, so you kind of focus more your eyes up here. Then I used a lens flare up at the top, another lens flare over the champ's words, and then another lens flare on the M right there in the middle. And then I needed to change the color of that. So you want it to match what it's on. So obviously that looks bad and it looks like it shouldn't be there. And that looks like it's actually a part of the image. That kind of thing is what I'm talking about when I say blend your images, make things look like they're supposed to be there. Add lighting, add drop shadows, all that sort of stuff. So this is like the thing to kind of spice it up, as well as the lens flares. Lens flares always spice it up. But like birds in the background, like I see Design with Dan do this a lot, and it kind of just adds that like extra element that really just like sells the graphic. It's like this extra detail that's like, you know, it would have been just like everyone else's, but we added in birds. So it's just that little extra element of detail and touch that like really sells it and really like puts it above others. And so then we added another lens flare here at the bottom to kind of match with this one. Just lowered the opacity on that one. And then we have the logo up top. And this graphic will be on Patreon if you want to check it out and go through it with me. You can sign up and download it there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.